Yeah, good afternoon and welcome to yet another online tutorial on microwaves and antennas. So we have been discussing about arrays of n isotropic point sources, right? So then what we did yesterday is we derived this field pattern. So if we have n point sources, right, and if they form a uniform linear array, then the normalized field pattern or array factor is like this. So what I'll do now is, right, what I do now is I'll just show you the simulation for this, right? Simulation for this. But meanwhile, others are joining in. We'll see the simulation, right? So here, what I've done is I've assumed spacing to be equal to lambda by 2, right? And I've written this expression 1 by n is not, it's actual field expression. You can see for n is equal to 0, there is only one source, so it's a single isotropic point source. So the field pattern is like this, and the maximum value, please observe, it is equal to 1. And if I make n is equal to 2, you can see maximum value became 2, and there are actually what, one null in between. Two lobes are there, one back lobe and one front lobe, right? And if I make it 3, you can see further one more side lobe appeared, right? So if for any value of n on any side, like if you count on the left side, 1 2 3, n number of lobes will be there in one side, right? And n minus 1 number of actually what nulls will be there. I hope you can see my mouse pointer, right? There will be n number of lobes and n minus 1 number of actually what nulls. And the maximum value, you can see for n equal to 3, maximum value is 3. This is actually what sine n psi by 2 divided by sine psi by 2. Maximum value is 3. When I make it 4, maximum value became 4, and there are actually what, 1 2 3 4 lobes, right? And 5 6 7, right? So maximum value will be increasing. So to normalize this, that's why we are dividing it with 1 by n. So this is something which I wanted to show, right? So as n increases, what will happen? Number of side lobes will increase, right? As n increases, number of side lobes will increase, and maximum value also will increase. And if it is normalized pattern, right, if it has to be normalized pattern, I have to multiply it with nothing but what, 1 by n. That's it. So that is something which I wanted to tell, right? So with that, we'll move on to the next part, right? With that, we'll move on to the next part, right? That is problems on this. So problems in the sense, for exam, what will happen is they'll be asking something like this. You can just read out the problem. Obtain and plot the field pattern of broadside array of 4 isotropic point sources of the same amplitude and phase. The spacing between sources is lambda by 2. So we did the in general case, we did the derivation yesterday, but in exam they'll be asking like this. So in this case, right, what are given, maybe I'll just note down what are given. N is equal to 4, right? N is equal to 4, and separation d is equal to lambda by 2. And one more thing, what is given is, it is actually what, a broadside array. So given it is broadside array, can anyone tell me what is the condition for a broadside array? What should be the value of delta for a broadside array? If it is broadside array, delta should be equal to 0. That constant progressive phase shift should be equal to 0, right? So I can write the total phase shift. The total phase shift psi between any two adjacent sources will be 2 pi by lambda times d cos phi plus delta. But given d equal to lambda by 2 and n is equal to actually what, 4, and delta equal to 0. So I can write psi is equal to 2 pi by lambda times lambda by 2 times cos phi plus 0. So this is actually what dr. This much is dr. I can write it equivalently as dr cos phi plus delta, right? So this is actually what dr. Dr in this case, lambda and lambda will get cancelled, 2 and 2. So psi in this case will be actually what, pi d cos phi. Psi in this case will be pi d cos phi. So this is what we can infer from this, right? I'm not doing the derivation again, right? So I can draw 4 sources separated by some distance d, right? And we are not doing it. We know the final expression. What is the final expression? We already know, right? We already know the final expression, right? So we obtained the final expression yesterday as actually what, E can be written as, the actual E can be written as, right? If you remember, e power j n psi minus 1 divided by e power j psi minus 1, and this we equivalently wrote as actually what, sine of n psi by 2 divided by sine psi by 2 angle n minus 1 psi by 2. So this was the actual field expression. This was the actual field expression what we got. And when we normalized it, the normalized field expression was, right, En. Please don't confuse this n with the number of elements, right? So En is 1 by n. En is 1 by n. Normalized field expression or array factor. Normalized E or array factor. You have seen this 1 by n times sine n psi by 2 divided by sine psi by 2. So in this case, in our case, n is equal to 4 and psi is equal to, just now we found psi was equal to, d was not there, sorry, d is not there here, I'm sorry, right, d is lambda by 2. So pi cos phi, psi is equal to pi cos phi, right, psi is equal to pi cos phi, psi is equal to pi cos phi. So now what we can do is I can go ahead and write what is the normalized field expression for this case, broadside case, right? Normalized field expression, right? En will be equal to 1 by 4 sine of 4 into psi by 2. Psi by 2 will be pi by 2 cos phi. 4 into psi by 2 will be actually what? 2 pi cos phi. So I'll write it as actually what? 2 pi cos phi divided by sine of psi by 2. Psi by 2 will be actually what again? Pi by 2 cos phi. So this will be the actual normalized field pattern, right? So n equal to 4, right? Broadside array, n equal to 4 broadside array with spacing d equal to lambda by 2, right? So this is the normalized field pattern. So if you plot this, right, I'll just show the simulation again, right? If you plot this, this is what you will get, right? As it is broadside, you can see maximum will happen along actually what, 90 and 270. You can see this maximum is happening along 90 and 270, and there are nulls, 1, 2, 3 nulls will be there on each side, right? So as n is equal to 4, please remember, if you consider one side, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 lobes, right? Including main lobes, there will be 4 lobes, and 1, 2, and 3 nulls, right? As it is broadside, right? As it is broadside, it is known that maximum is actually what? What is the meaning? What is broadside array? Broadside array means maximum is along 90 degree, right? So this is actually what? This is the expected pattern. So maximum is along 90 degree and 270 degree, and nulls are happening in these directions. Nulls are there in these directions. So we should find out what are the directions of nulls, right? We should find out what are the directions of null. As in the question itself, they have given it as a broadside array, right? We know delta should be equal to 0, right? We have seen yesterday, right? Delta should be equal to 0. So maximum we don't have to find again, but anyhow we can find out, right? To find, we have to find direction of maxima and nulls, right? We should find directions of maxima and null, right? And for maxima, what was the condition? Can anyone tell me what was the condition for maxima? The condition for maxima is psi should be equal to 0, right? Condition for maxima, I discussed it yesterday. If maxima condition is psi should be equal to 0, so in this case, pi cos phi should be equal to 0, right? Pi cos phi should be equal to 0, which implies cos phi should be equal to 0, which implies phi is equal to actually what? Plus or minus 90 degrees. So this is a maxima. We don't have to find out. Why? Because if you put delta equal to 0 by default, maxima will be along plus or minus 90, right? So this is the direction of maxima. We know that, but we should find the direction of minima or null, right? We should find direction of nulls. We should find direction of nulls. How to find this out, right? How to find this direction of nulls? Any idea? So maybe I can write this E was, I'll write the expression once again. The actual E was e power j n psi minus 1 divided by e power j psi minus 1, right? For null, this should be equal to 0, right? For null, this should be equal to 0, or else, right? I can write, or else I can write sine n psi by 2 divided by sine psi by 2. This should be equal to 0, right? For null, right? So can anyone try out how to find the direction of null? So it is not like the case which we have seen, two isotropic sources. There the cases were like cos of pi by 2, cos pi, so only one term was there, denominator was not there, right? But here numerator is there, denominator is there. So if a fraction has to be 0, numerator should be equal to 0. If a fraction has to be 0, numerator should be 0, or denominator should be equal to actually what? Infinity. But that case we don't consider. We'll consider the case when numerator is 0. So either in this or in this, numerator should be equal to 0. That is the condition. So for this condition of null of a linear isotropic source is given by, right, given by actually what? One condition called Shelkunov condition, right? So Shelkunov condition. So I'm going to discuss that before we solve this problem, right? I have to discuss this. This is a condition for null, right? Condition for null in linear uniform linear array. Condition for null is given by this Shelkunov condition. Shelkunov was name of a scientist, a Russian mathematician and an electromagnetic theorist. I can't call him a scientist, right? So Shelkunov is a Russian mathematician and electromagnetic theorist. He actually came up with this condition. What is the condition for null in a n isotropic source linear uniform array, right? So what I'll do is, before we have to discuss one more problem, that is actually what end-fire case. Before I do that, I'll discuss actually what the condition for, right, directions of null for uniform linear array, that is Shelkunov condition. So the condition says, right, the Shelkunov condition says, right, E must be 0, right? E must be 0, right? E must be 0. So for that, I can either consider sine n psi by 2 by sine psi by 2, right, equal to 0. But this is going to be very difficult. This is going to be very difficult. So we will not consider this. Instead of that, we'll assume, right, we'll consider the first case, e power j n psi minus 1 divided by e power j psi minus 1. This should be equal to 0. This must be 0, right? For this to be 0, what is the condition? Numerator should be 0 and denominator should not be 0, right? For this to be minimum or null, right? For this to be minimum or null, or else I'll write null, implies E must be 0, or this term, this should be 0. If you are dealing in terms of sine n psi by 2 by sine n psi by 2, it is going to be actually what? Confusing, right? So this one should be equal to 0. For that, numerator should be 0 and denominator should not be 0. So the condition for that is, so the condition for null is, I'll write here, Shelkunov condition for null is n psi should be equal to plus or minus 2 times k times pi, where k is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. And one more constraint is there, k should not be equal to m times n, where m is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. So the meaning of second condition, it's very simple, right? The meaning of second condition is, the second condition means, right, this means k should not be integer multiple of n. What will happen if k is integer multiple of n, right? K will be equal to actually what, 2 times mn times pi. So it will be integer multiple of 2 pi. So then what will happen? Both numerator and denominator will be equal to actually what? 0. So the constraint for denominator not equal to 0 is actually what? This k should not be equal to m n, where m is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. So this constraint is met by this condition, k is not equal to mn. So the Shelkunov condition for a null is given by this. So you can put it, this is very important, right? You can put it inside a box, right? You can put it inside a box. This is very important, right? So n psi should be equal to plus or minus 2k times pi. So the basic idea is actually what? In this expression, the numerator should be 0. So suppose if psi is integer multiple of n psi is integer multiple of 2 pi, e power j 2 pi will be 1. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. Right? The idea is e power j n psi, right? E power j n psi should be equal to 1, and e power j psi should not be equal to 1. Right? E power j n psi, if it is equal to 1, right, what will happen? Numerator will be 0, denominator will not be 0. So you will get zeros or nulls you will get. That is the idea. Any doubt in this, any confusion in this, please feel free to ask. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. Any doubt? Is it clear? Is it clear what I'm mentioned here? This is the condition. So please keep in mind, this k starts from 1. K is not starting from 0. Right? K starts from 1. Right? I hope it is clear. Maybe what I can do is, now we'll try to find out the general case for actually what? Right. Null direction for broadside array. General case will, right. I'll derive the general case. Null direction for broadside array. Right. So for broadside array, we will try to find out the, so this is the condition for null. If this condition is met, n psi is plus or minus 2k times pi, where k is 1, 2, 3, etc., and k is not equal to mn, there will be null, right? So which means n psi should be equal to plus or minus 2 times k times pi, where k is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc., and k is not equal to m times n, right? That is m is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. K should not be integer multiple of. This is the condition. This is the condition which is to be met, right? But for broadside array, for broadside, implies actually what? Delta is equal to 0, which implies psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta. Psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta. This will be equal to actually what? This will be equal to dr cos phi. Psi will be dr cos phi alone, right? So this condition 1 implies, right? So this condition 1 implies n psi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi, implies, right, n times dr cos phi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi, right? N is equal to n times dr cos phi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi. So I'll get cos phi is equal to plus or minus 2k pi divided by n dr. Please remember what is dr? Dr is actually what? 2 pi by lambda times d. It depends upon the separation, right? Dr is 2 pi by lambda times d. Please remember that, right? So then phi is equal to cos inverse of phi is equal to cos inverse of plus or minus 2k pi divided by n dr. So this is the condition, general condition, right? Hardly they used to ask this, right? But we have derived it. That's it. We have derived and kept. And one more interesting thing is, as per your syllabus, this comes in actually what section 5.14. That is not included in your syllabus. But I don't know. Without knowing how to find the direction of null, you will plot the pattern. But for all the exams, wherever questions are asked from anisotropic point sources, right? When problems are asked, you are supposed to find out the direction of null. But without knowing this condition, right? I don't know how you will find out the direction of null. So I'm teaching it to you. Definitely, it is needed for exam, right? Definitely, it is needed for exam, right? If it is derivation, this is what you have to do. Otherwise, if it is problem, I'll tell you how to solve the problem, right? So this is the case for a broadside array. Now we'll find out null directions for end fire array, right? End fire array, null directions for end fire array. That's what we'll find out. Again, the condition is actually what n psi should be equal to plus or minus 2k times pi, and k is 1, 2, 3, etc. And k must not be equal to mn. M is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. Right. So this is the condition, right? But for broadside array, for end fire array, right? End fire implies, right? As it is end fire, can anyone tell me what is the condition for end fire array? What should be delta? Yesterday we discussed this. Please tell me what is it? What should be delta for end fire array? Manjusha, can you please help me out? For end fire array, what should be the value of delta?
Minus dr.
Yes, it should be minus dr. For end fire array, delta should be minus dr. So psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta, right? Dr cos phi plus delta, and that will be equal to dr cos phi minus dr. So we can write it as right. Psi can be written for an end fire array. In general, psi can be written as dr times cos phi minus 1. This is how psi can be written for an end fire array. But now the condition. So again, right, this condition implies, right? So the condition for null, right? Condition for null, n psi is equal to plus or minus k times 2 times pi, right? Or 2k times pi or whatever, right? Which implies n times dr times cos phi minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 2 times k times pi, or plus or minus k times 2 times pi or whatever, right? And please remember this k value, right? In this k value 1, 2, etc. and k should not be equal to mn, where m is equal to 1, 2, right? You may find it repetitive, but these are very, very important. Common mistake what student used to make is at times they used to substitute k equal to 0 and all. That is wrong, right? That's why I'm writing it again and again, so that it will be registered in your mind, right? So n times dr cos phi is equal to plus or minus 2k pi, and I can write cos phi minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 2k pi divided by n dr, that is cos phi minus 1. So now, right, here in this case on left hand side I have cos phi minus 1. What is actually 1 minus cos phi is actually what? 2 sine square pi by 2. So I'm going to apply that. Otherwise what I should do is cos phi is plus or minus 2k pi by n dr plus 1 and all, like that we may make mistake if you do like that, right? There is a very, very high chance that if you do like that we may make mistake. So instead of that, what I'm going to do is 1 minus cos phi is 2 sine square phi by 2. So cos phi minus 1 is actually what? Minus 2 sine square pi by 2. This will be equal to plus or minus 2k pi divided by n dr. So if you take, even if you take this minus to the right hand side, what will happen? Now it is plus or minus. That will become at the most minus or plus. So it won't change. Whether there is a minus side on the left side or not, it won't change. So I can write, right, I'll be writing, right, 2 sine square phi by 2 is equal to, again, plus or minus 2k pi divided by n dr, right? So what will be sine square phi by 2 will be 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So it is plus or minus k pi divided by n dr, and sine phi by 2 will be root of this, right? So we are not interested in actually what complex number. Sine of anything cannot be complex, right? Sine of an angle cannot be complex number. So we are not interested in complex number. So I can write sine phi by 2, sine phi by 2 is equal to plus or minus root of k pi divided by n dr, plus or minus root of k pi divided by n dr, and finally I can write phi is equal to 2 times sine inverse of plus or minus root of k pi divided by n dr. So this is the case for an end fire array. This is for an end fire array, right? This is for an end fire, and for this is for roadside, right? So you don't have to remember this. You don't have to remember this, right? So, but I hope you understood what we have done, right? This is the procedure which we have to follow. Any problem is there? Any problem has come? This is the procedure which you have to follow. What I want you to remember is only this, right? I want you people to remember only this, right? This is the very, very important thing which you have to remember. Direction of null and direction of maxima. What is the direction of maxima? Maxima occurs when psi equal to 0. Maxima occurs when psi equal to 0, and null occurs when n psi is actually what? Plus or minus 2k pi. Please don't miss this 2. If you miss this 2 again, you will make mistakes, right? It should be integer multiples of 2 pi. Why? Because e power j n psi should be equal to 1, and this should not be equal to 1, right? That is the case. All of you got this? All of you got this? Please do let me know. Please do type in chat window. All of you understood this? Is it clear? At least some of you. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you, Francis. Yeah. So this is a general condition, right? You don't have to remember this cos inverse of blah blah blah, sin inverse of blah. You don't have to remember it at all. Only thing which you have to remember is n psi is equal to plus or minus 2k pi, and k starts from 1, 2, 3, not 0. And k should not be integer multiple of n. If n is equal to 4, k cannot be 4, 8, 12, etc. Right? That is the case. Now we'll go back to our problem, right? So we have to find out the condition for null, right? We have to find out the condition for null. But in this case, n is equal to actually what? Our case is actually what? N is equal to 4 and psi is equal to d cos phi. So in broadside case, I am continuing here, right? I am not discussing again, right? So for n is equal to 4, right? Broadside array with d is equal to lambda by 2, we need to find nulls, right? We need to find nulls, right? We found out already psi is equal to pi. Psi is equal to pi cos phi, right? Psi is equal to pi cos phi. We already found out, right? So the condition for null is actually what? N psi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi. Condition for null is n psi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi. So I can write n into pi cos phi. N into pi cos phi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi, right? Plus or minus 2k times pi. But here constraint is there, k equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. But k cannot be, k is not equal to what? M times 4, right? M times 4, where m is equal to 1, 2, k cannot be multiples of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, etc. So this is the case. So now we'll try and solve, right? N pi cos phi is equal to plus or minus 2k pi. So this pi and pi will get cancelled, and n is equal to actually what? 4. I can substitute that. N is equal to 4. So I could have substituted that here already. So I can write 4 cos. So I'm writing it here itself, right? I'm writing it here itself, right? N is already actually what? Known. So I'm writing it here itself. So n is equal to 4 pi cos phi is equal to plus or minus 2k pi. So cos phi will be equal to plus or minus k pi by 2, right? 4 and 2. So k pi by 2, right? And phi will be equal to cos inverse of plus or minus k pi. Sorry, pi again is not there, right? Sorry, I'm making mistake, right? Pi got cancelled. I told pi got cancelled. So k pi is not there. I'm sorry, right? I'm really sorry, right? I hope you are right. So k by 2, right? Phi is cos inverse of plus or minus k by 2, where k can be 1, 2, 3, etc. and k cannot be m times 4, right? K cannot be integer multiple of 4. So first what we'll do is we'll find out phi 4, right? For k equal to 1, phi is equal to cos inverse of plus or minus 1 by 2, right? Phi is equal to cos inverse of plus or minus 1 by 2. So what is this? What is cos inverse of plus or minus 1 by 2? Can anyone tell me what is plus or minus 1 by 2? It will be plus or minus 60 and plus or minus 120 degree, right? So for k equal to plus or minus 1 by 2, cos inverse of plus or minus 1 by 2 will be plus or minus 60 and plus or minus 120 degree, right? Is it right? We have already done this so many times, right? We have already done this so many times, right? Cos inverse of 0.5 will be plus or minus 60, right? In first and fourth quadrant, cos will be actually what? Plus. Second and third quadrant, cos will be minus. So plus 120 and minus 120, it will be minus 1 by 2. Plus 60 and minus 60, it will be actually what? Plus 1 by 2. You know that, right? And for k equal to, so we got two direction of nulls, plus 60 and 120. And for k equal to 2, implies phi is equal to cos inverse of 2 by 2 plus or minus 1. Cos inverse of plus or minus 1, that is actually what? 0 degree and 180 degree, right? So that is 0 degree and 180 degree. Now we have all the required things. Right? We have all the required null directions, right? We have all the required. So we have null is along actually what? Nulls are along 0, plus or minus 60, plus or minus 120 and 180, right? These are the directions of nulls, right? And maxima in this case is along plus or minus 90 degrees. So now going ahead and we can plot, right? We can plot a chart like this, right? So this will be 90 degree. Maxima is along 90 and 120. This is 60. This is minus 60, right? This is 0 and this is 180 and this is 120 and this is minus 120. This is how you can plot a graph, right? This is how you can plot a graph. But I'll just show how to plot it using freehand, right? I'll just show how to plot it using freehand. It's very simple, nothing, right? So first you should mark all these angles. You can plot y-axis, x-axis. This is 0, 90, 180, 270, all those steps we have, right? This is again 60, minus 60, right? Minus 120, plus 120. So mark all these things, right? Mark all these things: 60, 120, minus 120, and minus 60, right? Now we have maxima along 90 degree. We have maxima along 90 degree. Maxima is along actually what? 90 degree and 270 degree, right? And we have nulls along 60, right? In this direction we have nulls. In this direction we have null. In this direction we have null. In this direction we have null. And in this direction also we have null. And in this direction also we have null. Any side you see, you will have actually what? N minus 1 nulls in one side, and total there will be 2 times n minus 1 nulls. Right. In this case, 2 times 4 minus 6 nulls are there. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nulls are there. So you can plot, right? You will have a minor lobe like this, another minor lobe like this, right? Another minor lobe like this, another minor lobe like this. We are not interested in these magnitudes and all. What is the magnitude? What is half power beam width? We are not interested. We don't have to find out that, right? Half power beam width, all those things we don't have to find out, right? If you plot this much, that would be more than sufficient. If it is normalized, this value will be 1. If it is not normalized, this value will be actually what? Maximum value will be n. That is what you have to keep in your mind, right? That is what you have to keep in your mind. So this is broadside array. This is actually what pattern of broadside array for n is equal to 4, d is equal to lambda by 2, right? This is the pattern of broadside array for n is equal to 4 and d is equal to lambda by 2, right? So this is what is the. So is it clear? How did we plot this? Is it clear? Is it clear? Please do respond. At least 1 or 2, right? If no one understood anything, which means I have done some serious mistake. If some of you understood, which means all of you will be able to appreciate it. Yes, thank you, Francita. Right. So now shall we move on to the next case? Only thing which you have to remember is, right, what are the things you have to remember? Right. So in this, right, I'll tell you what are the things you have to remember. Right. En is 1 by n. En is 1 by n sine n psi by 2 divided by sine psi by 2. This is the first thing you have to remember, right? Then you should remember, if it is broadside, delta equal to 0, and end fire, delta will be equal to minus dr, right? Broadside, delta equal to 0, end fire, delta equal to minus dr. Then you should remember psi is equal to actually what? Dr cos phi plus delta, where dr is equal to 2 pi by lambda times d, right? And maxima happens for psi equals 0, and null happens for n psi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi, where k is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc., and k not equal to mn. You have to remember only these things, right? For problems, you have to remember only these things for problems, right? Remaining, right? So we'll solve one more problem, right? Now we have solved for broadside case, right? We have solved for broadside case and we got the same pattern, right? This was the expected pattern and we got the same pattern. We found maximas along 90 and 270, and we found the minima null is along 60, 120, minus 120 and minus 60, right? We found that. I hope it's clear. Now we will move on to the next problem. The problem on end fire case, right? Here say obtain and plot the field pattern of end fire array of 4 isotropic point sources of same amplitude and phase. The spacing between sources is lambda by 2. So given n is equal to 4, right, d is equal to lambda by 2. So what will be dr? Dr will be 2 pi by lambda times d. That will be equal to 2 pi by lambda times lambda by 2. That will be equal to pi. Dr will be equal to pi. And given again end fire. So from that I can infer delta is equal to minus dr. So in this case that is equal to actually what? Minus pi. Right. So these are given in question. Right. N is equal to 4 is given. D is lambda by 2 is given. And delta is equal to minus dr is also given. So we can find out what is dr. Dr to be equal to pi and delta should be equal to minus pi. So now I can write psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta. So that is actually what? Pi cos phi plus delta is minus pi. So I can write minus pi, phi cos phi minus pi, right? And at times for exam, right, if it is asked for 10 marks or 12 marks and all, what you should do is you should start from the beginning, right? Like consider 4 sources like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, separation is D, right? And path difference between this will be D cos phi, right? And you from start derive E, then En you find out as 1 by n. So all those things you derive, then you continue. If it is asked for more marks, right? If it is asked for more marks, you do all those things. But we have already done the general derivation of finding normalized field pattern. I am not doing that. That's it, right? So psi is equal to psi. I can write it is equal to pi times cos phi minus 1. So I need your help in this, right? Psi in this case is actually what? Pi times cos phi minus 1. So En can be written as normalized field pattern. En is equal to, right, 1 by 4 sine 4 psi by 2 divided by sine psi by 2. I need your help in this. Please do help me out, right? Please do help me out, right? So this En, you should write this. En is equal to 1 by 4 sine of 4 times pi cos phi minus 1, right? So it is, maybe I should write 4 times pi cos phi minus 1 divided by sine psi by 2, 1 by 2 times. So it is sine of pi by 2 times cos phi minus 1. Is it correct what I have done? So it is 4 times pi by 2 should be there, right? Psi by 2 means pi by 2 should be there, right? Pi by 2 should be there. So it is 1 by 4 sine of two pi times cos phi minus 1 divided by sine of pi by 2 times cos phi minus 1. This is an expression for En, normalized field pattern. You should write this, right? We should write the expression for normalized field pattern. You have to write that. This is what? This expression for normalized field pattern. We got it. Good. Right. Then maxima direction, we actually don't have to find out. Why? Because in question itself it is given, it is end fire, right? Maxima direction we can find, anyhow we can find, right? That is psi equal to 0, which implies what is psi? What is psi? Psi is pi times cos phi minus 1, right? So which means pi times cos phi minus 1 is equal to 0, right? This is the case for psi, right? Pi times cos phi minus 1 is equal to 0. That is the case for psi, right? So from this we will get, right, so cos phi minus 1 is equal to 0 and pi, right, we will get for plus or minus 90 degree. Sorry, pi we will get plus or minus 90 degree, right? Pi we will get plus or minus 90 degree. So we don't actually have to find it out, right? As it is end fire, we will get pi is equal to actually what? Plus or minus 90 degree, right? So or else if you write it, cos phi will be 1, and maybe you can take mode of cos phi is 1. So phi will be actually what? Plus or minus 90 degree, right? Mode of cos phi is 1, plus or minus 90 degree we'll get. That is for end fire array, right? That is for end fire array. Maximum direction plus or minus 90 degree. Sorry. It should be plus or minus, not plus or minus 90. So I'll write mode of cos phi is 1, which means pi is equal to 0 degree and 180 degree. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Right. Cos phi is 1. Pi should be actually what? 0 degree and 180 degree. Right. I'm sorry. Right. So it's, if you go up and see, right, we are supposed to get maxima along 0 degree and 180 degree. That is correct. Right. It's correct. But that is given in question itself. It's end fire array. So we don't have to find it out. But anyhow, I just did it. Right. I just did it. Next, we should find direct null. Right. We should find null. Right. Null. What we have, a psi is equal to pi times cos phi minus 1 and n is equal to 4, right? This is given for this case. Psi is equal to cos phi minus 1 and n is equal to 4. For this case, we should find null. The condition for null is actually what? N psi is equal to plus or minus 2k times pi, where k is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc., etc., and k should not be equal to m times 4, where m is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. Right. So this is the case where here n is equal to actually what? 4. M times n only I'll write. Right. General case only I'll write initially. M times n I'll write. Not a problem. Right. Not a problem at all. Right. M times n. The general case is what I've written. Right. Now, if we substitute the value of psi here, so it is 4 times pi times cos phi minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 2 times k times pi. Right. I'm not writing k is equal to, k should not be equal to, I'm not writing again and again. So this pi and pi will get cancelled. So maybe, okay, I'm not, right. So pi and pi will get cancelled. 4 if it goes that side, so it is cos phi minus 1 is equal to plus or minus k by 2. Right, cos phi minus 1 is plus or minus k by 2. Then again I can write it as minus 2 sine square phi by 2 is equal to plus or minus k by 2. Right, minus 2. So I'm writing all the steps so that, right. So again, there is a minus sign. If I take this minus sign to the right side, plus or minus will become minus or plus. So it doesn't make any difference. So I can write sine square phi by 2 is equal to plus or minus k by 4. Sine square phi by 2 is equal to plus or minus k by 4, which means sine phi by 2 is equal to plus or minus root of k by 4. We don't have to take root of minus k by 4. If you take root of minus k by 4, it will be a complex number. So sine of an angle will not be a complex number. It will be a real number between minus 1 and plus 1. So we don't have to take that. That's why I have written like this. Please don't have confusion. Right. So I can write now phi is equal to 2 times sine inverse of plus or minus root of k by 4. Right. This is what we will get phi. This is a general case for this. This is for n equal to 4 and d equal to lambda by 2 end fire case. Right. So this is phi. Now I need your help. I need your help. Seriously, I need your help. Right. For k equal to 1, for k equal to 1, what we will get? Phi is equal to 2 times sine inverse of plus or minus root of 1 by 4. Right. So that is 2 times sine inverse of plus or minus 1 by 2. So please tell me what is the answer for this. 2 times sine inverse of plus or minus 1 by 2. Phi. For k equal to 1, you should get, this should be equal to actually what? Plus or minus 60 degree. Sine theta is equal to 1 by 2. What is theta? What is sine inverse of half? Right. If you have any doubt, right. What is sine inverse of half? Maybe arc sine calculator. Sine inverse of half I'll calculate. Sine inverse of 0.5. That is 30 and 150. 30 and 150 is nothing but what? Plus or minus. Sorry, 30 and 150. Right. And it is minus 0.5. It is actually what? Minus 30 and 210. Twice of this. Right. If you take twice of this, what you will get is, it will be actually what? Plus or minus 60. Right. I'll tell. Sine theta will be half for 30 degree and say 150 degree, right, and minus half for minus 30 and minus 150. So if you double it, actually what you will get plus or minus 60 only, right? If you take double of it, right, 2 times 30 will be actually what? So 2 times 30 will be 60 and 2 times actually what? 150 will be actually what? 300. That will be minus 60, right? So that's why I'm writing it as actually what, plus or minus 60. For k equal to 1, we'll get plus or minus 60. If you have any doubt, maybe at the end I'll clear it, right? But right, so k equal to 2, what will we get? Pi is equal to 2 sine inverse of plus or minus root of 2 by 4, right? Root of 2 by 4. I'll write it 2 by 4, right? That is actually what, 2 sine inverse of, there is a factor of 2 here, don't miss it out, plus or minus 1 by root 2, plus or minus 1 by root 2, right? 2 sine inverse of plus or minus 1 by root 2. So that will be actually what, plus or minus 90 degree, right? Sine theta will be 1 by root 2 for 45 degree, right? Minus 1 by root 2 will be minus 45 degree. So twice that will be plus or minus 90 degrees. So this again you should be able to what, think through and confirm, right? So we got plus or minus 60 plus or minus 90. Again, k equal to 3, is it valid case? For k equal to 3, 5 will be equal to 2 sine inverse of plus or minus root 3 by 2, root of 3 by 4. So I am writing it directly, root 3 by 2, right? Plus or minus root 3 by 2, right? Root 3 by 2, what will be plus or minus? Sine theta is root 3 by 2 for plus or minus 60, right? So this will be plus or minus actually what, plus or minus 120 degree, right? In this case, this will be plus or minus 120 degree. So we have actually what, nulls along plus or minus 60, plus or minus 90, and plus or minus actually what, 120. So we have 6 nulls. 6 nulls is what we want, right? So if I told you, right, if n is equal to 4, any direction, if you see, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 lobes will be there, and 1, 2, 3 nulls will be there. So we got, first one is actually what, 60, 90, 120, minus 60, minus 90, 120. So that is going to be correct, right? So we got all the things what we needed, right? Now we'll just try and plot the graph, right? So again I'll write, maxima is along 0 degree and 180 degree, right? And nulls are along, you can write plus or minus 60 degree, plus or minus 90 degree, and plus or minus 120 degree. So now I'll just tell you how to plot this, right? I'll tell you how to plot this. So I should mark all these angles. So it is y-axis and this is x-axis. This is 0, 90, 180, and 270, right? Or plus or minus 90 or whatever, right? So plus or minus 60 will be, this is actually what, plus 60, and this will be minus 60. This will be actually what, plus 120. Again, this will be actually what, minus 120. So I have not drawn it correct exactly to the scale and all. Please excuse me for that. Minus 120. So the maxima is along actually what? Maxima is along this, equal to 0 and 180. And normalize, if it is normalized field pattern, it will be equal to 1. If it is actual, it will be equal to n, right? And we have, right, in between. So this is a null direction, right? This is another null direction. This is another null direction. This is another null. This is another null. And this is another null. So in between actually what? So this is not null. Sorry, I'm sorry. Right. These are the nulls. This is another null. Right. 270 is another null. Right. By mistake, I wrote at 180. Please excuse me. So we have minor lobes in between. So one minor lobe will be here. One minor lobe here. You can plot it like this. Right. Another minor lobe here. And one more minor lobe here. Right. So this is the pattern. This is the expected pattern. Right. So this is 60 and minus 60. 120 and minus 120. Right. And 90 and minus 90. These are the directions of null and these are the maximas. So this is how you will plot. Right. So these are the maximum cases which you may get. N equal to 4. Right. These are the cases you may get. Right. Is it clear? Are you clear with these? Any doubt? Right. Any doubt? It's very simple. It's very simple. Right. Are you clear with this? Please do type in chat window. If any doubt, you can type it in chat window. Yeah, at least those who are clear now, please do respond, right? So that I can make sure I don't have to repeat it, right? Francita, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, thank you. So others also, right? I think if you just think through, you will be able to appreciate it. It's nothing, right? Very serious, right? The problem is you have to be very careful. You may make some mistakes while substituting k equal to 1, 2, 3 and all. And one more common mistake is in condition for null, at times you may miss actually what 2. Instead of writing 2 times k pi, you may write k pi. Then that will end up in a mistake. One more possible mistake is actually what, instead of substituting for k from 1, 2, 3, etc., you may substitute from say 0, 1, 2, 3. So that is again a mistake, right? And k should not be equal to integer multiple of n. That is also right. That's it. That's it from my side. So again, I can show you the simulation, right? Simulation for this itself, I can, this again I can show, right? Simulation for this again I can show, right? So this is the second case which you have solved, right? We are getting it. So maxima along 0 and 180 and null along 60, 90, 120, minus 120, minus 90 and minus 60, right? So we don't want to find out half power points and all those things. That is not required, right? And the maximum value, if it is normalized pattern, maximum value will be 1. If it is not normalized, right? If it is not normalized, if I'm not dividing it with 1, right? If I'm not multiplying it with 1 by 4, right? If I'm multiplying it 1 by 1, you can see here the maximum will be actually what? You can see the maximum will be 4. That's it, right? If it is normalized, maximum will be 1. Otherwise, maximum will be 4. The shape remains the same, right? So I plotted the normalized pattern. So you can see what happens when I normalize it, right? When I'm normalizing it, you have seen already, right? When I divide it with 4, you can see what happens, right? So this is what is meant by normalizing. That's it, right? That's what I have to tell for today. Till here you have for exam, right? All the best. And for exam, you will have 6 questions. Out of that, you have to answer any 5. This time, I'll make sure the question length is actually what, not much, right? And you have 90 minutes to answer 6 questions. So for each question, you will get around 16 minutes. Right? That would be more than sufficient. Right? That would be more than sufficient. Right? So this exam is not going to be lengthy. So please be very careful. Right? So for exam, you have topics, 3rd module, right? That is basic antenna parameters, and 4th module, what we have done till today, right? Till array of n isotropic point sources. Right? Maybe the topics I'll post in Canvas. Topics for exam I'll post in Canvas. So if any doubt, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, you can actually what? Leave. Right. Thank you so much for your patient listening. You can leave. I'll stop recording.